Which one of you fuckers voted no? Which one of you, there's a poll that says, will EP get made into the stream? 43% yes, 57% no. Which one of you fuckers voted no? That's so rude, Ember. What? Welcome in, gamers. Let me see if I can. So, if it feels like, by the way, before we get started, if it feels like I'm like looking off to the side, it's because I changed my desk setup, right? Let me see. Can I like flip my model? Because I feel weird because like chat's over there, but I want to look over here. And Skyrim, like my main monitor changed because of like cable management and fun stuff like that. Like I have a standing desk now, so that's cool. I like standing, but can I just like flip myself real quick? Hold on. Where the fuck is my model? Where is she? I'm wondering if I can like do it in OBS or something like that, because I'm like, I don't know how to like get my webcam to look any smoother. But welcome in, gamers. Hello. As I said, I am still a little bit sick. Sick as hell. But I should be okay. This may be a shorter stream, but I still wanted to stream because I've been having a lot of fun with this playthrough, just to clear up some confusion, okay? I never have anything wrong with slutty shit, okay? I'm a big fan of hoeing around, so to speak, right? So, like, my thing, though, is in our big playthrough, our playthrough with Vanya, okay? Our main character, so to speak, right? She is not a big fan of slutting around. She is a character, right? She studies the blade, okay? That's her thing, is she is here for the blade, okay? So that's why we haven't done a lot of these quests. Oh, good night. Good night, blacksmith. To me, this is the main character. Fair enough. It's okay to have favorites. I just am glad people like my OCs at all. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can flip myself. Well, let's see. Should be this one? Yeah, can I flip her? Let me flip her. Flip, transform, flip. Oh, that looks... Oh, I don't like that, actually. I didn't think flipping it would look that weird. Oh, okay. Maybe we won't do that then. I don't know if there's a way to mirror my my model movement though, so it's gonna look like I'm looking off in a different direction than usual, just because of. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let me see. Maybe I'll still move my model over here. I don't know, because my camera's over here. I don't know. I didn't have time to go over this because I forgot that I'm going on a cruise in November, which is cool, but I forgot I was doing that. And I forgot that to get there, I need to go on a plane. Which is shocking, because I love planes. Many of you know I'm a big fan of airplanes and shit like that. So I don't know what the fuck was going on over there. So I had to book a flight, but I had to be like kind of cheeky about how I booked the flight, just because I had a gift card for Delta. And the big thing with it is they don't let you combine like other shit with what's it called? With gift cards. So I had to like book my flight with like miles and shit. And then I had to book David's flight in cash so I could use my little gift card, but I was panicking because I was like, what if I'm not fast enough? What if I'm not fast enough and then I fucking like we have to go on a different plane? I would cry. So I had to zoom over there. Okay, so as you can see, right, we now have, and let me actually get the game started. Also, I don't know why it's not like tracking my face. It says it is, but that's okay. Well, we'll give that another try later. I might look a little scuffed this stream while I'm still figuring out new setup stuff, but alas. So let me get into the game. I know the music's really loud, but usually when I get into the game, that fixes it. But I was gonna say something else, but I can't remember what it was. But basically, big thing is, yeah, I was afraid that me and David wouldn't be on the same flight, so I had to But yeah, I'm still getting through some setup stuff. But today, we are going to see what's going on with Anarchy. That is the big thing, is I want to see what's going on. What's going on over here. So we need to bring Anarchy to Shorestone, which we did, right? but I messed up, okay? I messed up in the sense that I need to kill some bandits for Anakin. I don't think I ever did that. I thought I did, but it says that I didn't. So, oh no, I did do that, right? I just need to bring the satchel to Werner and Darkwater Crossing. So I think I have to do the other stuff, and then this will trigger, okay? So let's do that. And we got all the homies over here. Let's see. Yeah, I think if I talk to her.
I suppose you're used to traveling, being a stranger around here.
Yeah. Because I think I did this dialogue last time, and then something didn't, like, go. Let me see.
I'm glad she's here. Thank you.
Also, just to remind myself of what the fuck
Please,
happened.
Take my satchel and give it to my father, and come back with Mother.
Okay. Alright. So, let's...
Darkwater
I think that's what we have to
Crossing
do,
is
is we have to
difficult
go to Father, and then we do the mother shit. We gotta... I mean, can I fuck the dad, too? Like, at this point, you know, like... if I'm already fucking the mom, and I'm fucking the daughter, like... why is the dad off limits? You know? Like, let me in. So, let's just, like, fast travel back to Darkwater Crossing, because I'm lazy. And then we can just bing, bang, bong, we're there. You know? That'll make things a little bit easier, I think. So, let's see what happens. But yeah, I hope everyone is having a good start to their week. I had a bit of a rough one. I had a migraine, and I had really bad, I think it was just allergies. It might have been a cold. I don't know. But, what? Speaking of sick, Sophia, what the fuck? Let's take a nap real quick. Just because it is 3 a.m. Oh boy, 3 a.m. And we're gonna do that just so we can kind of get things moving. Get things going, because like I could break into his house, but I'm already gonna cuck his wife, so I don't want to break into his house. Or no, I'm gonna cuck him. I don't want to break into his house and cuck him, because that just feels cruel. You know what I mean? That just doesn't feel nice. But welcome in, everybody. Hi, Aqua. Hey, girly pop.
Or maybe radishes.
Oh, okay. All right. Lydia keeps talking about radishes. I feel like she doesn't do that in vanilla, but I don't know. Okay, maybe she does. Okay, where is? What's his name? Werner? He should be around here. Yeah.
Gaslight,
okay. Where are you?
Gatekeep, girl
Basil, thank you so
boss.
much for the follow. You know, Gaslight, Gatekeep, girl boss. Welcome in. I'm trying to smash everybody. I'm trying to get everybody. So where is the husband? Okay, the husband's... I'm gonna cuck him at work. That's brutal. That's crazy. So let's find him, talk to him. Maybe I can, like, convince him to, like... fuck his wife. I don't know. I'm saying if you're gonna let me fuck the mom, let me fuck everybody, right? Like, we love a pansexual king, you know? He does not discriminate. All right, where is? Hey.
Annika used to help more with the mining, but nowadays she's a bit of a bounder.
What does that mean? Well, I have a package for you from Silja.
It's a shame our daughter couldn't make the journey herself.
Was following on Twitch. I realized I
At
was
least
following
she's
on
still
Twitch. Oh, well,
thinks of
thank you, Basil.
If
I
you wouldn't
appreciate
mind
that.
bringing
Welcome
this
to the
back to
stream.
her for
Hi,
us,
Blackfire.
I'd
Welcome in.
appreciate it.
Okay, well, we have that. Are you cool with me
I
fucking
do
your
love
wife?
my wife. Just wish she'd get her head out of the clouds.
Well, I'm gonna fuck your wife. Sorry. Sorry about that. Alright, let's head back to, what's it called? Shorestone, I think it was? Yeah. And let's do, well, actually, does she have any dialogue now that I have the thing?
What's on your mind?
She looks so stupid with the fucking, I don't know. I feel like I want, like, slutty armor for them, you know? But, like, it's just, this is not a good look. Okay, I think, yeah, we'll just head back to Shorestone and we should be good. Sophia will put her clothes back on eventually. I'm not particularly in a rush for that one. Ancient Norn armor might work, I don't know. But I feel like since this is a slut playthrough, we should emphasize the slutty armor. You know what I mean? I think that'll make things a little bit easier. So, let's see if we can smash. I don't know. I do think it's a little strange that the mom and the daughter are romance companions. We're gonna have to see how it approaches it. Because it could be like, oh, make your choice or something like that. But if it does some weird shit like, do you want the mom and the daughter at the same time? I will say fuck it to monetization on this video and we will play Sweet Home Alabama. Because that's something. I have not seen the ESO trailer animation yet. I need to watch that. Let's see. Hey, girl.
I trust my parents are well.
What are you holding? Why does she look like like supposed to be holding something. All right, I brought your mother to see you. She's concerned about your injury. I brought your mother here to your house. Well, let's not speak for the mom.
Why, yes. Yes, of course. What a wonderful surprise. I'm glad she's here.
Yay!
Thank you. But, well, there is one more thing.
Oh?
If you're interested.
Oh. What?
You came for me. How did you know?
What's the other
Thank you.
thing?
Good to see you, dear.
I want to make my mark, please, Mother.
What?
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I would make you proud.
Since it's your first
What?
time, sure. I'll see what I can do.
If I'm fucking the mom and the daughter,
I
I'm gonna
sure
lose
is
my
nice
goddamn
this
mind.
cold,
Also,
and
welcome
so
in,
is
Cliff.
home.
This is.
I'll
Hi,
leave you.
Vader. Hi, JK. What's going on, ladies? What's going on? What's happening?
Welcome to Shorestone.
Thanks. Oh boy. What if you have no part in it and it's just them? I'm going to call the police, actually. It was clear that. Oh wait, hold on. I didn't put on my fuckboy voice. Hold on. Well, it's clear that you want something. So how do I fit into it?
Take my mother to the priestess,
Oh, okay.
to the temple of Dibella.
That's not bad. Never mind. You want me to take your mom to a sex cult?
I would like you to take worship of Dibella up seriously.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend. Oh, I'm taking it seriously. What do you know about Dibella?
My mother taught me.
What?
Didn't you know?
No.
She was one of Dibella's faithful?
Your mom neglected to share that minor detail.
Oh, well, that's awkward. Sorry to have brought it up.
At least she's real for that. Wait a minute. Your mom is teaching you the Dibellan arts, the sexual arts.
I need more experience. I couldn't ask for a better teacher.
Oh, nope, 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 nope. This is what we're doing. This is where we're at. God damn it! Let's just put that on low volume, and we're just. That's gonna be our background music for now. Fuck getting monetized. I don't know what I expected. I mean, like, I didn't expect it to just be like teaching your child sex magic. I think you're a victim. I think you're a victim. We need to call somebody. She does seem like a woman who could teach a few things.
Very much so, yes. So you're interested in my mother?
Okay, I feel weird now. So why are you pledging yourself to Dibella?
Perhaps it's because
Monetization.
there's no better way to face
Listen, the other videos
desire
got
of
through
my
fine. They got through
own
fine.
body to lay with.
Nicely said. I like the way you think. I
It's
don't know
been
what the
a
fuck she
while
said.
now. I just need love and comfort.
Okay. But it's your mom.
I'll make it worth your while.
I couldn't miss this, but I will speak to your mother first about it.
Take this letter to the priestess.
Okay.
She'll have something for you to bring back. A token of her affection.
Oh
called a
my
Mark of
god.
Dibella. Just
She's
bring
an
it back
adult,
to
so
me.
clearly
I'm
she
sure your
asked.
mother
I
can
mean,
compensate you for it.
it's still weird. That doesn't make it. Here, I'll turn it off. But I just wanted to do it for the meme. That doesn't make it less weird. It's still weird. I just. What do I know? I'm just an anime girl on the internet. What do I know about ethics? You know. Let me see. Also, I might need to move my camera. Let me move this like to over here, and that might make things a little bit easier. Okay.
It's
well.
a difficult journey. Mind yourself.
Yeah. There's lots of moral quandaries to have here. Aniki, what do you
I
think
trust
about
my
this?
parents are well.
I'm right behind you.
Jesus Christ, did you see that side boob? Wait, look.
Let's get going then.
Can you shimmy a little bit? Oh my god.
Stone.
Hello? That's a choice. That's unique.
What's on your mind?
Oh my god, hey. So, Silja told me, are you gonna, I thought this was a private conversation, but, I guess not.
Her blessings are many.
Oh, this is
To
weird.
love is to
This
know the
is
true
this
nature
is
of the
weird.
gods. Mara and Dibella demand
Oh, there she goes.
compassion from us.
Okay, Dibella demands a more earthy love. Oh, I hate that. The sweaty, naked kind. Wow, I hate everything about that.
I'd prefer not to get into the details.
Yeah, me neither. Your daughter tells me you are teaching her the sexual arts of Dibella. Cue the fucking Law and Order. Dun dun. Okay, that's the wrong button. Take the glasses off. There we go. Okay. Let's see.
Just never you mind about that.
She told me, bro. She told me. I like you, Anarchy. You're both adults. I'm sure. No, I don't think there's a good reason here. I don't think there's. I don't think this is. Yeah, the bug mask does not
Certainly
help.
A line of thinking I can relate to.
It's not something I run into every day, you know. But I've agreed to help her. I don't. Okay.
Wait, you're serious?
If we're going all in, we're going all in. What
That's
the fuck?
actually something I never
What
would've
can I say?
anticipated. Interesting.
Bring me up to speed and we'll go do it.
My husband is a sad stick. My greatest fear is that my daughter will end up suffering the same fate.
You're
I've
worried
thought
your
this
daughter's
through,
gonna
and
get
it's the only
cucked?
way.
I mean, that's kind of
She
about
needs
to
learn
be what
no
we're
man's
doing.
going to manipulate her into submission.
What?
No amount of flowers or honeyed words are going to change my
Okay.
little girl. I will entreat
Also,
the
I don't know why
priestess
it's
at the
not
Temple of
tracking my mouth for
Dibella
some
to
reason.
help
I
the more
apologize. I
seasoned
might look a little
love
wonky.
Find its way.
Well, let us journey together to the Temple of Dibella
I'm
then.
grateful. Ready to get going?
I guess. I fucking guess. Okay, this is bizarre, but this is what we're doing. This is the move, I guess. Okay, let's see. Hi, Exo. Is this the Wincest stream? Well, I didn't plan for it to be, but I suppose it is. I suppose it is now.
Let's get going then.
Let's get going. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to a sex cult, so that's cool. Typical Wednesday. Let me actually, I do want to try something. I do want to see, give me 1 second. Can I, okay, we're doing this. We're putting the camera back over here. Because it's being a fucky wucky, and I didn't like it. Let me see if I can. I apologize, but I'm one of those bitches where if something's wrong with my model, it bugs the shit out of me until it's fixed. Because, if you haven't already figured it out, I'm insane. So that's part of it. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, maybe not a ton, but at least I won't like accidentally yeet my neck into oblivion whenever I move it. I still don't know why my mouth isn't tracking, but I have no mouth and I must scream. You know, this stream is, yeah, I think it fits for this one. I think it fits. So, okay, sex cult time, sex cult time, sex cult, sex cult, sex cult time. Meet with Senna and Markarth and be sure to bring Anarchy as a follower. Take Silja's mother, yeah, okay, all we have to do is go to sex cult. Okay, where is sex cult? Do I have that on my map? It's in, Riften, isn't it? No, it's in Markarth. Oh, God, fucking... First incest? Now you're making me go to Markarth? You can't, no, you can't you can't have me go to fucking, no, we can't have incest and Markarth. We have to pick one, okay? We can't. I'm not letting us do both. That's too fucked up. I hate Markarth. I'm not doing, wait, are there any hot bitches in Sid Mine? Is there anyone I can fuck in Sid Mine or in the Forsworn? Because if not, I'm not doing it. Also, I'm not putting clothes back on Sophia. She can just do whatever the fuck she wants. I don't give a fuck. Alright, Markarth, I guess. Okay, we do have the marker there already. Perfect. Markarth is one with the belt. Yeah, listen. Will I ever get over my hatred of Markarth? No. No, I will not. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh, long walk, ladies, eh? Alright, we got the whole squad here. We have a MILF, alcoholic, homophobe who has her coochie out, and Slyboots, the only good character. That's all we got is Slyboots will save us. Who doesn't hate Markarth? Is there anyone out there who like, I mean, like, I feel like if you're really into like dwarven shit, you might like what Markarth. I hate dwarven, what the fuck is it called? The word I'm looking for. Dwarven dungeons are the fucking worst. So Markarth is just like panic attack central. I'm not here for it. Hi XCC, welcome in gamers. But yeah, let's head over here. Hopefully we can just kind of our way through. It is kind of far, but that's okay. Oh shit. Hey, you want to pull up? You want to pull up? Come here. What? What? Oh, I forgot I can block. Okay. Oh wait, I only have one hand. Oh shit. What's my other hand for? Beating my fucking meat? Because I can do that in this mod pack. I can just stand there and start jacking off for 3 hours. I'm not gonna, because even Twitch has limits, but like, I could. Here, if I'm not jacking off, then I'm dual wielding. All right, let's do this one. There we go. All right. Anyone else? I thought there were more of you up here. Hello? Hello? Oh, wait, what? Oh, God, she looks so stupid with the sword. God damn it. Okay. Oh, hey. Bag it up. Oh, whoa, big guy. Ooh, okay, all right, there we go. Yeah, fuck him up. Execute that man. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I love beheading. Yippee. I probably shouldn't say that, but that's okay. I mean, we're here. Do we want to just clear out the mine? Maybe Sophia, what are you doing over that? What? Do you see this? What is this stance? Why is she stanced up like that? Do you have Croc installed? I don't know what that is. That is... Why do you look like a turtle? What? Lydia's regard for me has increased. Why? I'm just bullying this one. Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah, she's not... Are you okay? Are you good? Reason why I don't switch to PC to make sex mods? Nah, man, that's the fun of it. It's not about the sex, it's about the stupid shit that happens because of the sex mods. She looks like comic from Mario. I mean, yeah. Well, okay. If that's how you want to be, that's how you want to be. I don't feel like clearing out that dungeon. We'll do it later. That's a problem for later, Evie. I don't feel like it. Is she gonna walk like that? She's not coming. Girl, are you good? Don't mind Anarchy and her massive fucking breasts. Okay. Also, that was my PC, not yours. We now have family sharing for David's Steam library. Yippee. We can all utilize David's Steam library now. Yippee. Terminally horny and proud. I mean, you know, I feel like it's like, have you seen that meme with like all the rappers where it's like, this person was like a criminal, this person was homophobic, Biggie was fat. Like, it's like, I don't know why, but that's like what came into my head. It's like, but all these like VTubers are like, this person groomed somebody, this person, you know, fucking scammed somebody. EB is horny.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the street. You know, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. So we now have found a house. I do want to find. You can see I made a little to-do list, so I stay on task because, as you all know, I have really bad ADHD and I don't stay on task. And our plans are get Anarchy, get her daughter, which are we are doing, right? We're on good track for that. And find Sejblad Castle, right? That was something that was recommended to me by Morgan. Shout out to Morgan. And apparently it's a good castle to build a harem in. So I want to find it. But I also like this player home too, so this might be our temporary one. Are you good?
Yes, I'm listening.
You were... I think you had a seizure. Or maybe a stroke. Are you okay?
You can ask me anything.
Did you have a stroke? How are you feeling? Let's start there.
I'm feeling
She gonna watch
good.
you getting her daughter? I have no
also
idea where this
quite
is
bad
leading,
at
but
the same
we're
time,
taking
if you know
mommy
what I
and
mean.
daughter to a sex cult, I guess, so... You know what? Why don't you have a beer and chill the fuck out? Why don't you drink some ale and just chill out, okay? Okay. I think look, there is not a single thought behind those eyes. She... Okay, anyway, what's up?
Need something?
This your place? I thought I was able to fight someone for their house here. I thought that was the lady I fight, but maybe not. Okay. Well, we'll keep going then, I guess. We might get the Markarth in time. I don't fucking know. But we'll see. Oh shit, a bear. Okay. Come here. Come here. Look at that shit. Hell yeah, fuck him up. Fuck him up. Oh shit. I don't remember how to combat roll. Which button is it to fucking combat roll? We'll figure that out. That's okay. The one thing I do like about this mod pack is the lock-on thing. It took me a while to get used to it, but it is definitely helpful. Oh shit, there's gonna be a bunch of Forsworn here, aren't there? Are there any hot Forsworn bitches in my area? Like, that's the thing, is like, low-key, I bet you the Forsworn are freaky as fuck. Like, girl, what is she doing? Why are you disassociating? Have you considered putting clothes on? Yeah, I can't talk to her. Okay, she's having a moment, but that's all right. I think we'll just risk it for the biscuit, and if I die falling down to the ground, then I die. It's fine. Lydia's now fearless. Oh my god. Lydia, are you good? I still don't understand why her whole fucking vagina is out, but that's fine.
I'm here if you need me, Thane.
How are you?
We need time for sharing the love we have for each other.
Yeah, I'll get
I'm
to
at your
that.
service.
Can you put your... Can you put your pussy away?
Very good.
There's like options for like kiss her, watch her, fuck her. Put your pussy away. You're gonna get frostbite on your goddamn clitoris. We can't have that in Skyrim, right? This is a cold, harsh, unforgiving land, and you're here doing that. All right, let me quick save, because like I would not be surprised if I get my ass handed to me here, because I'm stupid. All right, how do I combat roll? Not like that. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I might have disabled combat roll or something like that, because the first time I started using it, I fucked it up constantly. You know what? Let's take the Forsworn armor. I think someone's gonna look really sexy in that. Let's see. Anyone else? Apparently there's someone over here. Hello? Can I murder you? Can I murder you? Hello? Hello? Where are you? Oh shit, fuck. Okay. Alright, well there's somewhere over here. Here you are. Yeah. Okay, who should we put in the force? I kinda wanna put Anarchy in the fucking I kinda wanna put Anarchy in the Forsworn armor. You see those fucking biddies, dude? Oh. Okay, let's where's Anarchy? Anarchy, I have a new fit for you. I have new drip for you.
Did you hear something?
No. Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah. Let's kill these people and then we'll take your titties out, okay? Alright, cool. Oh wait, wrong dude, wrong dude. Okay. There we go, perfect. Okay, take the gauntlets too. Yeah, okay. Oh shit, alright, don't let me die. Ladies, fight for me. I am but a man. Perfect, okay. I swoop in and take all the credit. Fantastic. Okay. Anarchy, come here.
Still here.
Hey, I want to trade some things with you.
I'll be sure to put it to good use.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Okay. Let's see. What's the headdress look like on her? Wait, what?
If there's anything I can help you
No!
with, you have but to ask.
The Forsworn nerfed her titties! No! Do you see that? I mean, her nipples are out now, which is mildly weird, but what? They nerfed her!
Let me guess.
They
You want to talk? Okay.
They
the
nerfed
next time you
her.
can carry my stuff.
what's up with that? Okay, I don't have my extra armor, so I guess you're just gonna be naked. Okay, that's messed up. That's fucked up. Why did they nerf her? That's so unfair. What? Okay. Well, that's fine. First Markarth, and now I can't even see fat tits in the Forsworn outfit. It's not fair. It's a cruel world out here. Alright, hopefully we can get there before... What? Wait, why did it rumble? Is that the Greybeards calling for me or some shit? Well, I'm not going. I don't want to go. Keep the iron armor and give Sophia the Forsworn armor. Ooh, good idea. Okay, Anagame.
I'm right behind you.
Do me... Okay, just don't look... yeah, thank you for censoring that for me. I appreciate it. Trade some things with you.
Let's see what you've got there.
Okay, give me this back. Give me this back. Give me this back. And can we get you another helmet? Okay, that's...
If
yeah,
there's
why
anything
does
I can
the...
help you
Okay,
with,
maybe it's like...
but to
What
I
is
don't
it?
know. I don't know. Alright. Wear this.
If you say so.
Let's have you, just so you... Maybe if I set the outfit, she'll stop taking it off. This one, and this one. And do we not have Forsworn boots? Okay, that's fine. Oh, look at you!
Okay, then.
You're looking cute. Why is everyone's nipples out? Oh my god. She's looking cute, but I thought the breast would be big enough to like hide the nipples. You know what I mean? But okay, that's fine. That's fine. Wait. I forgot that. Okay, I know what I want to do. I want to go to Divine Elegance store. I want to go right now. And there's a very specific reason. How much money do I have? Okay. You're gonna see why. I know a lot of times I use Divine Elegance store for like the pretty outfits. Like with Vanya, we got her like some really cool noble outfits. No, I have a very specific reason I want to go to Divine Elegance store now. And it's not to dress up my female followers. It is for Jasper. It is for the main man himself. Okay, let's go. How far is it? I see it off in the distance. Let's go. Okay. You're gonna see why. Just trust me. The Forsworn also value ritualistic sex. Okay, that's kind of based. Also, does he not know how to swim? Oh no, buddy! Oh no! Oh, there he goes. Okay. Wait, what? Oh! What the fuck? He's learning how to swim, I guess. Good for him. Oh, you mining? Clay deposit? Okay, well, we might actually need that later, so, if she mines, is it gonna go in her inventory? Is that gonna help us? I hope so. Okay, well, we'll leave the saber cat to, learn how to swim. There's also bandits over there for some reason. Hey, did you guys rob the Divine Elegance store? That's fucked up. They're good people. Why would you rob them? Oh, shit. Okay, we'll get some Stormcloak armor for someone. And I think someone doesn't have shoes, so we'll get them shoes. I'm a lot of things, but a foot fetishist is not one of them. Alright, let me just pull up through here real quick. Let me just take a little swim, take a little dip. Alright, hello? Fuck, I missed. There we go. Whoa! Okay. Huzzah! Okay, next one. Okay.
I'll have your head on a pike.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's take all the armor just so we can sell it when we're in there. And then, yeah, I think that's a good idea. So that way we can buy what we want to buy. I think that'll make things good. Purely for RP. Why was that so loud? I don't know, actually. Okay, we're gonna take this. Like I said, I have something I really want to buy. It's really... Oh, fuck yeah! Amulet of Mara! Okay, we need that. Yeah, let me take all that. No one has their dicks out, right? Okay, good. You always gotta double check. You always... You always gotta double check. I do not have a foot fetish. Like, unironically, I don't have a foot fetish. I think, you know, I actually met someone one time that had the opposite of a foot fetish. Like, anytime he saw feet, he wanted to throw up. Like, he was like anti-foot fetish. You know what I mean? Which, like, I feel like a lot of people are like that. But he was like, anytime I, like, brought it up or, like, someone brought up foot fetishes, he reacted, like, really violently. So it's always possible that maybe he was, like, compensating. Like, it was all a bit to, like, hide his foot fetish, but I don't know. Thigh fetish, based. Absolutely fucking based. Let's see. Yeah, we'll take these. Like I said, we're just gonna sell them. Okay, everyone's naked. Perfect. Alright. Not that guy, though. Yeah, that guy still needs to be nakeded. Take this. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. We'll just walk my happy. Look at that saunter. Look at him go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the man. Let me actually see. I did get some more pouches, so I wonder if I can apply more of these. There we go. Okay, still a lot on my carry weight, but why did that make him naked? Also, why is his... Okay, I'm glad it's not showing his fucking cock and balls, but why is his cock an iron ingot? What's going on there? What? Also, welcome in, White Witch. I can explain. I can explain. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, let's put that back on, because apparently that's the best one. Anything top 50? No. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Hi, Jolly. Welcome in, gamer. All right, and we'll take a little bit more stuff. Bum, bum, bum. Sell it. You're gonna see. Once I get this fit, I'm telling you, the drip is gonna be immaculate. Okay, it's gonna be so fucking good. It's gonna be so good. Like, listen, we have established, like, canonically Jasper has a small cock, but, like, it wasn't made of steel or anything. Sophia, you don't work here. What the fuck are you doing back there? She doesn't work here. Okay, it is 1 a.m., so let's wait a little bit till they are back at their little things. But, I guess Sophia just wants to play, like, Supermarket Simulator or something. I mean... Good on her, I guess. I get a lot of eye candy happening in my Skyrim playthrough. Fuck yeah. All right, here we go.
Mara is
No.
the handmaiden of time.
Okay, where are the
goddess of
people? What time is it now? 7
the
a.m.
Mother of men.
Okay, where are the bitches that work here? What are you fuckers doing back here? Here we go. Okay, thank you, Matthew Mercer. Matthew Mercer. He's not voiced by Matthew Mercer. He just kind of looks like Matthew Mercer to me. Matthew Mercer.
Need something?
Hi. I need to sell some shit. I actually need to sell a lot of shit. This can go, 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 this can go. Bam 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 bam. I don't need that. I don't need that. We're not doing Legacy of the Dragonborn, so that can get fucked. And I don't need these, I don't need these, I don't... Oh, fuck. I think I sold something I needed to, but that's fine. And I don't need that. Okay. Now. Where is the thing I'm looking for? Where is it? Where is it? There's a specific piece of armor I really want Jasper to have. And it is not the stiletto nails. Where is it? Where is it? Any day now. There's a lot of armor in here. Just trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Okay? Okay. Glad we're on the same page. Okay. Hold on. We're not giving him a wig. Although he would probably look good in drag. Does he have it or does the other person have it? Maybe the other person has it. I know someone in here has
Until
it.
next
Someone has it. I know it's gotta be... Is it you? Do you have it?
What do you need?
Okay. What do you have? What do you have? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all of them have like slightly different stuff. Oh, yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now where's the Give me my assless chaps. Give me my assless chaps. Perfect. I know it has no armor.
Farewell.
But I'm so committed to the bit, you have no idea. Okay. Okay. Wait! The cowboy hat goes on top of the helmet! What the fuck? Wait. Can I put on a different helmet? There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, Okay. That is... I don't have any other helmets, but that is... perfect. Okay, let me check to make sure the other lady... Because sometimes they have, like, unarmored and armored versions. I do want to check to see if that lady has the armored version of this set. Because I do like having armor, but I will go on with 0 armor just to be a cowboy. I don't give a fuck. Cowboy, 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 cowboy. Here we go. It's light armor, but that's okay. Okay, let me reload my save actually, so I can get things without wasting money. But now we know. Now we know what we need to do. That looks so fucking dumb. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. That's what I want. Okay, this is wait till like just like 10 a.m. I guess. I'll use that time to take a sip of my drinky. Sweet home Alabama. Lord, I'm coming home to you. Sweet home Alabama. Okay, she should be over there. So she may not have walked down the stairs yet.
Mara is the handmaiden
Shut
of
up,
time,
Lydia.
the goddess of the storm, and the mother
We're
of
going
life.
to Mara is out, DeBella is in. Get with the fucking program. It's that lady. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Give me the fancy cowboy armor. We will respec into light armor just so I can be a cowboy. I'm dead fucking
Blades,
serious. What's
helmets,
it called? I
pretty
should pay
much
attention
anything
to
to suit your
the name
needs.
of the armor, but I'm stupid. So that's okay. Here we go. Cowboy. Oh, do we want the... Oh, which one? We'll do the chaps. I think the chaps are good. The chaps are good. We'll do... I feel like the brown chaps are more yeehaw. And we'll give him a little collar with a bell on it. Now give him the hat. Where's the hat? Perfect. Okay, and now we're out of money. He can't get his little scarf, but I don't think I sold all my shit yet, though. Yeah, so sell that. Sell these. There we go. Yeah, we do not need all that shit. Okay, here we go. And then... Give me more cowboy. What I want? I want the fucking, the bandana thing. That's what I wanted. Okay. This is so stupid. Get the red one. Red one looks good. Okay, there we go. All right.
Until next time.
Let's take a look. See at our the chaps. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey David.
What?
Want to see my new fit?
Sure.
Come here. Check this shit out. Check it out. Oh wait, let me put his backpack back on. Oh yeah. What do you think? Oh wait, it's missing one crucial piece. Hold on. Sorry, I forgot one very important piece. What do you think now?
Is the goal to look like a male stripper?
Yes.
Then you did great.
Yay! Male stripper! Yay! Okay, did we buy the cowboy boots? I don't think we bought the boots, but I can fix that.
What do you need?
Cowboys and Tamriel?
I don't think so, but
Looking
he's
to
built
protect
different,
yourself
so that's
or
okay. Let
deal
me make
some
sure I get the cowboy boots. Here we go. I don't think we bought the boots. I also think I bought something I didn't need to, but that's okay.
All right.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, where's the cowboy boots? Every cowboy needs a hat, needs a hat, needs a hat, and a pair of shiny boots, shiny boots, shiny boots. Okay, and then let's sell the rest of the shit. Because I think
Need
we actually
something?
do still have more stuff to sell.
Take a look.
And then we're ready. Then we're ready for cousin fucking. Actually, we've advanced. Actually, we don't need this. We've advanced. This is not just regular incest. This is advanced incest. Don't let me ever speak again. Okay, golden get, don't need it, don't need it, don't need it, don't need it, don't need, well, actually, we do need some of these ingots, but it's cool, it's whatever, and don't need it, don't need it, don't need it, don't need it, no, perfect, okay, alright, I'll see you later, partner, okay, just need a dancer, I think we can, like, I know there's a thing I can do to be a prostitute for, like, an hour, but I don't know if there's a way I can, like, dance like a stripper. Because I know they have, like, the stripper animations. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure, actually. Okay, where's the... Alright. Let's go, ladies. Volta! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome in, gamers! Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Check out the fit! Check out the fit! Welcome in, everybody! So, if you are new in town, one of the mods could give Volta a shout out. I'd appreciate it. If you are new in town, hello! My name is Zippy Gibbs.
each
I
other.
like Skyrim.
I
I've
mean,
got
with
3
each other,
hot
but
women.
not like that.
One of them's a
Like
MILF.
Bonnie. Not that kind.
And
though.
we're gonna do some yee shit later. And we're on our way to go to a sex cult. Because that's just, you know, what you do. Basically, we accidentally got into a situation where the MILF too hard, and now her daughter is also of age and hot, and now I don't know what the game's gonna make us do, but it's implying that we're going to have sex with the mom and her daughter at the same time. So like I said, we're on some Alabama type shit. Also, if my model tracking looks weird, it's because I'm on a new setup and things are... Hey, whoa. Hey, yo. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Okay. That's what I thought. All right. Thank you, ladies. Look at it. You look so good. The way the helmet is on. God. Okay. Perfect. This is great. All right. We need to get to the sex cult before daybreak. And of course, the sex cult is also in fucking Markarth, which is just not. Fuck with me, don't fuck with me. Fuck with me, derogatory, versus fuck with me, affectionate. But thank you again, Volta, for the raid. What were you playing? What did you stream? What did you do? But we did already play Sweet Home Alabama on the stream. But that's okay. It was fun. Yakuza 0? Hell yeah. I need to get to those games. There's like so many games I want to play, but I always just come back to Skyrim. I know I need to broaden my horizons, but sometimes Skyrim is one of the only constants in my life. Oh shit, alcohol. We haven't fed our alcoholic wife today. Hey girl.
Yes? Did you want something?
Hi, I have something for you.
That's very thoughtful of you.
Drink. There you go. And you know what? You can have raw clam meat as a treat. There you go.
That's very thoughtful of you. Has someone told you what I'm like when I'm drunk or something?
My Twitch chat, yes. It's like Japanese GTA on crack. I need to try that. That sounds like right up my alley. Wait, is she...
Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, you want something?
What?
That was fun.
You good? Oh God, that was one drink. Are you good? What? How's she gonna walk like that?
I wonder if the huntsman in Whiterun is actually drunk right now. Otherwise, it's false
She is
advertisement. and
having
he
a
should
rough
go to
time
jail.
over there.
We should buy him a few drinks just to make sure. You can pay though.
Oh, I pay? We'll buy him drinks, but I pay? Okay, I see it. I see where you're going with this. Yeah, she's fucked up. Oh God. Look at her getting stuck. No, okay, are you...
Yes.
Let's see. Can I talk to you? How are you feeling?
I could use another drink.
Okay.
Oh, what is it?
Say no more. Say no more. Here you go. That good? Is that what you want?
What do you mean I'm drunk? You're drunk.
Wait, what?
It's lies. It's lies,
who-
I tell you.
Where'd that come
All
from?
of it. Every single
Why'd the battle
word you
music
say is
start? Oh,
lies.
because of this fucker. Okay. Alright. Alright. No more getting Sophia drunk. We need to get to Markarth. Okay, I think she's fine. But yeah, this is my first time, I think, in a while, having her as a consistent follower. So I'm hoping we can do the romance with her. Actually, let's check our relationship stats with her. Oh, she's... Walk it off. Just walk it off, queen. You're doing great. You're doing fantastic. Okay. God damn it. Alright. We're almost there. We're like 400 meters away. We can totally get there in time today. Alright, look at him go. Let me make sure we're dual wielding. Just so that way... There we go. Okay, perfect. Excellent. Okay. Alright, you good, Sophia? Okay, she's good.
I tell you about the tavern in Solitude.
Oh, she's still
What was
fucked up.
its name
Okay.
again?
Alright, that's fine.
It was called...
Oh wait, Janass is here now.
Blade and shadow.
That's the thing, is to do her quest, you have to hire her. And if I remember,
These are
she's
my
kind of
arts.
expensive.
For a modest fee, I'll make great art.
She's really pretty, though. Consider yourself hired.
You have chosen wisely. Lead on, and I shall follow.
Alright, another wench bites the dust. Okay, wait, hold on, I need to talk to her. Hold on.
What can I do for you?
Okay, what services do you offer your patron?
whatever is needed.
Oh yeah. So rubs hands together. So you'll share my bedroll at night then?
If you desire a mistress, forget it. I don't do that kind of work.
You know what? Fair enough. Well, how's this work then?
That's a fair question. You pay me and I get the job done. That's it.
And if I want a lover's companionship, I don't think I'm telling you, I don't think our character's ears work.
I don't know. Look for someone else to hop into bed with, perhaps.
She's kind of real for that, actually. Like, she's, good on her for stating her boundaries. Yes, but you're the one I'll be with, and he's so weird. Can we please, I'm begging you, can we please have some more tactful, Rizful answers? We have 0 Riz. We are in the negatives in Riz. We are in Riz debt. We owe the Riz company Riz debt, and we're gonna lose our fucking house. We have so little Riz, our house is gonna be foreclosed on and put back on the Riz market. Goddamn.
Forgive my surprise. It's just that most people in Skyrim don't care for Dunmer.
I care for
These
everyone.
Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us.
Well, I'm not. I'm not like that. I'm not like other guys. I'm worse. I'm awful, actually. Did you know that? Oh god, she's gonna fucking hate us. She's literally going to fucking despise us.
Look, what do you want from me?
That sweet, Dunmeracy. Your sword arm and your beautiful body beside me at night. Oh, okay.
Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, I suppose.
Yeah.
This is nonsense.
Oh, how so? I imagine every patron wants your companionship.
Of course not. Do you take me for a fool?
What? Are you saying you're ugly?
Well, if the shoe fits.
No, you're not
Now,
ugly.
enough.
You're
You
beautiful.
will speak
You are
no more of this.
beautiful, no matter what they say. I find you compelling, graceful, exotic. That's a little weird. And deadly. A beautiful poisoned flower. I don't know if I'd like a man calling me poisoned. I feel like that. I feel like that would turn me off. Welcome back, Blacksmith. Janessa is very sexual. I mean, I don't doubt it. Like, she's an assassin. She probably gets freaky, you know? Hi, bedside. But, like, I don't know if I want to be called poison.
Well, if you say so.
Come now. Surely a woman of dark intent such as yourself has the court in mind. Here's the thing. Why did his language get so much more flowery? Now he's, like, putting on, like, he, like, pulled out the thesaurus for this one.
Tell you what. If you wish to gain my attention, then maybe you can help me. Perhaps you could help me recover something precious that was lost.
Tell me more.
An important folio was stolen from the East Empire Company. Something about the shipping operations in Windhelm. We need to investigate. A group of bandits.
Okay, that's
But,
easy.
Well, the job is beyond me, so you can imagine the dangers.
What do you know about the bandits?
See for yourself. It's all in this note.
All right, let's take a look at the note. But now we have Janassa in our party, so that's cool. The fit goes so goddamn hard. Okay, where was it? Where'd it go? Janassa. Let me just search her name, because I'm lazy. Here we go. Janassa, remember when the East Empire Company saved your ass in Windhelm? Yeah, I'm calling that Mark in. Some bandits around Whiterun got our courier headed south to Cyrodiil. Find them and get back the papers our man had. Okay, well, sounds easy enough. Welcome back, Blackfire. Alright, well, now we have a Janassa on the docket. So we've acquired another wench, although it doesn't count for the wench counter until we sex her, right? Once we sex her, then it counts for the wench counter. So we still technically don't have Anarchy and her daughter yet, but we are very close. I think we're very close. I think we're doing good. So let's keep hustling, and we'll see if we can get to Markarth. I fucking hate Markarth. There she is. Look at her in her ugly glory. See, Markarth is very unique. I hate the people, you know? I don't necessarily get good vibes from a city when I walk in and someone gets stabbed. it kind of gives me bad vibes. I'm gonna be honest, you know. Although I live in Baltimore, so I can't say too much shit. Can't say too much shit. Quest by no Janessa gets the goods at White River Watch. Okay, cool. You need the Northern Cardinal ship mod. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I haven't heard of that one before, so I might have to check it out. Let me see. Here we go. All right, time to go to the Temple of Dibella. Do we have a Dibella amulet? That could be, you know, appropriate. Amulet of Kinnereth. We'll just wear the Amulet of Mara for now. We'll just keep that thing on me and see what happens. But we do not have a Amulet of Dibella, I don't think. All right.
If I ever found it, I would never go sober again.
What? Okay. Okay. All right. I love how Sophia is just says whatever the hell she wants. Good for her. Good for her. I need tequila. Don't we all, bestie? Don't we all? Okay. Nope.
This pendant would look
No,
like
I missed! No. I was trying to be somewhat of a good person. I fucking missed. Okay, let's try that again. Because maybe if we save her.
Bit of jewelry for your
Sex.
journey home.
Hey,
Never should have come here.
Do something.
don't do that shit.
I'd die for my
By the
people.
Divines, the Forsworn are here in the city.
Everyone, stay back. The Markarth City Guard have this all under control. There are no Forsworn here.
There is no war in Bossing say. Hey.
By the gods, that man nearly killed me. You saved my life.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Wanna bang?
Thank you.
Here. Oh, he just gave
I
you
was
a
gonna
necklace.
bring this to my sister.
I'm
but
surprised
I
she's
think
not
you
an
should have
option,
it.
honestly. I kind of wanted to see, like, if we save her, is she an option? We're not doing Forsworn
Should
Conspiracy.
never
No. Nope. Absolutely not. I am not getting involved in this Forsworn fuckery. I do not have time for this. I have wenches to kiss. Thank you. Okay. Alright, where is the temple? Should be right over here, right? I'm ready to learn about the Dibellan arts and get my dick sucked. What's going on? Let's see. Hello? Hello? Haha. Okay, here we are. Have you seen a YouTuber called 2for4? I have not. I am not familiar, no. Let's see. Oh. I'm preemptively gonna do something. Let me just, let me try just in case. Just in case, okay? Just in case. You know, better safe than sorry, as we always say. Just in case. Okay. What's going on? That's a lot of ditties. Okay.
The sisters are communing with Dibella. They can't be disturbed.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The Temple of Dibella is closed.
She's actually
You can
not
receive the
naked,
blessing
believe
if
it
you
or
wish,
not.
but
Like,
the other sisters
she's
are in
good.
seclusion.
Greetings, priestess. I come with a request from a supplicant. What the fuck is a supplicant? I'm telling you, why is his, like, language getting more complicated as we go? I'm telling you, like, is he doing, like, Wordle or something?
Oh, this is going to be great.
He makes Legacy of the Dragonborn playthroughs? That's super cool! I'll need to check that out. I need to buy some Marks of Dibella. My friend sends this request.
What you seek does not come easily. The marks of Dibella cannot be bought. Ah, I see. You found a friend who understands the Dibellan arts?
Yeah, you can say
Go
that.
talk with her. She will take care of the rest.
Okay.
It's a simple ceremony. Always a pleasure to watch.
Oh.
Bed her. Then we'll talk.
Why was she so aggressive? Did you hear that? Just bed her. Okay.
Dibella's
If you say so, ma'am. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. I reckon. Okay. All right. Like right here. Like now. Okay. Where you at, Anarchy? Where'd she go? Janassa. We'll talk to you real quick.
What can I do for you, friend?
I don't know what I'm supposed to talk to her about
Lead
quite
on.
yet. It did say go talk to her though. Hey.
I'm right behind you.
So the priestess expects me to bed you right here while she watches.
I'm sorry my daughter left me with no choice.
Uh-huh.
I hope someday we can repay you for your kindness.
Uh-huh. That's okay. I'm cool with it. I would like, I guess we're committing to Anarchy now? I don't know. Maybe this isn't as yeehaw as I thought. I would like to be with you, Anarchy.
Me? Really? You want me?
Yeah, have you seen your titties? Holy
Not that
shit.
much to look at.
You're lovely, and I admire, actually, there's a lot to look at, thank you very much. I admire your independence and your thirst for adventure.
I cannot deny it.
See, that was
You
cute,
remind
that
me
was
of all
good,
the things I
right, that
miss
was good,
about
we just need more of
Skyrim,
that.
And my heart beats a little quicker when you are near.
Aww.
Do you feel the same?
Oh, this is nice, actually. Yes, I do, Anarchy. Now I'm going to bed you and get the mark.
Certainly. I am trained in the 3 traditional
The
bonds.
3?
Which would you
Like
prefer?
fire, water, and air? Oh, it's...
Yes, that's right.
The 3 arts are, different varieties of spicy time. Okay. Well, let's stick to the basics.
I hope my body will be pleasing to you.
Thanks.
Love royals and swells.
Yep, Black Miner,
Dibella brings
you got it.
life
You
and
got it, bud.
nourishment to all.
Anarchy's heart leapt as she felt the stranger's tender caress. She brushed aside a moment of guilt, acknowledging the passion of her marriage was long expired. Man, I wanted to cuck her husband. This is so fucked up. Can I fuck her in front of her husband? I think it'd be funny. Now all that mattered was Dibella's will, and she would serve that will with all her heart and body. Okay. Which furniture do you want to use? You know what? Let's be a little bit more organized. We'll go with the chair. David, what's the button to skip through the sex scenes?
Period on the numpad.
Okay, thank you, bestie. I just don't like the noises that play. Where are we? Oh, okay, that is some sloppy. Okay, that's,
Feeling
yeah,
any
me.
better?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for asking. Well, all right. Another wench for the books. Give it up for wench number 12. All right. Hi, Carva. Anarchy also has an adult daughter. Oh, no. We are getting super yee-yee. I am absolutely going for her next. Like I said, we're trying to romance as many wenches as the game allows. The ones with the stories, specifically. The ones with the quest. So where's my wench counter? Oh, yeah. 12. There we go. Also, I think I fixed my tracking finally. So, yippee! It might be a little bit more, my iPhone didn't work today for some reason, so it's a little bit more scuffed, but that's okay. All right. Back to wenches. Anarchy, how does it feel to be the 12th wench? How does it feel? You feeling good? Did you have fun?
I'm right behind you.
Do you ever feel... Oh, I don't think that's what I'm supposed to say.
Do let me know if I
wait,
can
what?
be of service.
I sexed her. Wait, are you... Hold on, I sexed her.
I'm sorry. The Temple of Dibella is closed.
I did it.
Artfully done.
Thank you.
You've done well.
I did really good at getting head, apparently.
You're welcome.
Cute Skyrim-style quest
This is
associated
your
with it.
initiation
Oh,
in
that sounds
enjoying
like
all
fun.
life has
We'll
to
we'll
offer.
definitely do that one.
The temple offers her blessings to you. Now we need to spend some time together.
Wait, what? Another one? Are you fucking... Another one? This soon? Listen, I'm not a penis haver, but don't you guys have like a cooldown timer or some shit? Are we just going again? It's been like not even a minute. Okay. All right. I'm what? Sure.
Oh, don't give me that look. It's a religious.
Yes. For religion. Please have your way with me in Dibella's house.
Ooh, the things I could do now.
Oh,
We
boy.
will sate the hunger together.
Oh boy. As Senna shared her love with this new apprentice in the Temple of Dibella, she silent thanked the divine goddess for sending her a supplicant so strong and fair of form. Okay, apparently I fuck. Apparently, like, he fucks. Like, he's... Okay. Okay, none of that. She's really pretty without the hood off, by the way. Just letting you know. She is really pretty.
Don't stay
We
away
did
for
sex
too long.
twice. Okay, we did 2 sex. Okay. So now that brings us to 13 wenches. Okay? Wench number 13, give it up for wench number 13. I didn't think we would. Okay, cool. All right, I'm here for it. We're cooking. Some are blessed with shorter cooldowns than others. Oh, I mean that makes sense. Okay, cooldowns exist, but with enough stamina, it doesn't matter. Fair enough. Okay, thank you, penis havers, for contributing to the discussion. I appreciate it. It aids my research greatly. Okay, let's see. But yeah, I just like always cover it up because sometimes like if I don't cover it up, the scene just starts and they're already like pussy out, and I'm like, ah, that's a little much. Okay.
Sometimes I like to
What?
roleplay. No, not like that. I mean, like pretending I'm a mud crab that goes around pinching people on the bottom.
What the fuck are you
It's
talking
better
about?
fun. You should try it. Role-playing, I mean. Although pinching bottoms is quite fun too.
Sophia, you are so goddamn freaky.
I'm right behind you.
So, okay. That was...
Is there anything else you need?
What now? We have to talk to Janassa, apparently. Are we done? Are we good?
I'm sorry. The Temple of
Well,
Dibella
thank
is
you.
closed.
That gave me the
Only
shivers.
3 people believed
I
in your
couldn't be
mating
more
gathering
pleased.
abilities. That's
Take
so
this small
fucked
token of
up!
my appreciation. Dibella's blessing to you.
Yay! Perhaps we will meet again.
Well, you are lovely to look
I
at.
am lovely
And
to
there's so
look
many
at in my
things I
little
could.
cowboy hat.
If
I
that's what you
am
want.
very lovely to look
Few
at.
can resist my charms. Even fewer are worthy of them.
She is kind of hot though.
Don't keep
like
me
I'm not
waiting.
gonna lie. Yeah,
People to see and places to go, huh?
Can
I'll
we-
catch up with you later.
I want to like. I think this is the perfect place for a for a screenshot. Aw, yeah. Perfect. And then, oh yeah. Absolutely perfect. Okay, let's we can't make that the thumbnail on YouTube, but it can be something. All right, let's talk to. Yeah, what am I supposed to
Can
talk
I
to you
help
about?
you?
Do you know where the bandits are?
I do.
Not here, probably.
I suppose I could offer you a bit of my companionship.
Yeah, she really just saw me fuck 2 people and was like, yeah, man, fuck it. I would enjoy that companionship. Okay, kiss me first and then we'll go solve your problem.
Nah, I don't think so. Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, god damn it! What happened to consent? No! Unexpectedly, Janassa was swept into the arms of the fair stranger who'd hired her, and there she found herself in a kiss. But before her mind had even... What? No, don't do this to me. Don't make me alt-tab again. Please don't make me alt-tab again. What? More accurate boner shout, Slentasmal. Perfect. Okay, we're just gonna... It's just kissing, so it should be fine. I should be able to just exit that real fast. Right? That should be fine. Right? Yeah, that's fine. Are you guys done kissing? It's been a while. It's a long load. If the game crashes, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Are we good? Oh, okay. Janassa is not virgin. Okay, well, good to know, I guess. Oh, okay, now it's working? Okay, no, we're not. I guess we're just, oh, I can't, it's not a scene, so I can't technically leave it. We just have to watch. That's not what that sounds like. Can I leave? I don't want to be here anymore. Let me out. Thank you. Okay, I didn't like that. You don't bang till the very end of her quest?
So
Okay.
you're the strong silent type, huh? I bet you must
Fucking
love me talking to
Sophia.
you all the time.
Sophia, let me have this. I'll kiss you
Who could
later.
resist spending time with me?
Can we come back in? Game crash happens with or without mods. No, you're right. You're real for that. We just have to wait until he's ready, I guess, to come back.
This is the best thing I've ever been a part of.
Thank you, Lydia. I'm glad you're enjoying being part of the harem. Okay. Are we good? It's like slowly fading back in, but I can't move. I can't like access my shit. Hello? Hello? Can I, hello? Okay, there we go. I don't know why it took so long. All right. We good? Are you ready to go?
I'm right behind you.
All right. You are aware. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Sophia really wants to smash, but she'll play hard to get. Yeah, I think Sophia is like the final boss of Wench Acquirement, honestly. You are aware of what your daughter is gonna have to do for this mark, right? Like you know that, right?
I know just what you mean. I'm here to let her know everything's all right.
Oh, this is gonna be
She wants
weird.
the
This is
symbol
gonna
of
be
her
weird.
undying love and the great sacrifice she made for us.
Oh,
We
boy.
thank you for sharing the love we have for Dibella and each other.
Hi, Easy!
You
Oh,
brought
no one
warmth
redeemed
to
first.
my heart,
Congratulations, you
and
are
I'm in
now
your
first.
debt.
Okay, well, let's,
Do let me know if I can be of service.
Sweet home Alabama. Oh, not, wait, what's in the inner, hold on. What's in the DeBella inner sanctum? Can I just, I know it's an expert lock, but like, I kind of just want to try it. Also, Blackfire, thank you for the hydrate. What kind of freaky shit is in the inner sanctum of the Temple of DeBella? Maybe a little bit to the left? A little bit more? Nope, not, that was too much. Okay. If we run out of lockpicks, we run out of lockpicks. But if I get this, it might be really funny. A little bit more to the left? No, okay. It's like really, really like... Okay. Oh, this is a whole other room. Okay, I might regret this. I might regret this. It doesn't look too bad so far. Like, it's still all the same, like, statues. What's in here? Ooh, bright-ass light. Are we all just coming down here? Looks like just hallways and shit. Oh. Maybe I just went the wrong way or something? Is there anything else in here? Let's see. I think the answer is to go this way? Or maybe not. Okay, I really thought there was gonna be some, like, cool freaky shit down here, but I guess not. Alright. That's okay.
Lead us to your Sybil.
What are you doing in here? Stay where you are. The mother will deal with you.
Oh, god damn it. Who is the mother?
Here she is.
Is it the lady I just fucked? Sorry, I just wanted to know what was in the inner sanctum. It looked cool.
And just what do you think you're doing?
I was just curious, bro.
Unfortunately for you, we don't allow men into the inner sanctum.
Why not?
You have committed a breach and must pay the penalty.
What is the penalty?
Normally, a quick death. Luckily for you, there are more pressing matters. We could make an example of you, but perhaps you could be put to better use.
Like what?
The ceremony you so rudely interrupted was the exalted protocol of the Debellan Sybil. I don't expect you to know what that means.
I do not know what that means.
Suffice to say that our Sybil was recently lost to us.
Damn, that sucks.
Through the protocol, we have seen the home of the next Sybil. To the north, in a small village pressed against the stone.
Okay.
If you can travel there and retrieve our young Sybil, your transgression will be forgiven.
Where is the village? I guess that's... Yeah, I think you're right, Thelron. Also, welcome in. This is a base game
We
thing.
believe the place in our vision to be Karth Wasted.
Which makes this
Now
quest
move
way
quickly. The
weirder,
girl must be
given
brought to the temple
the
as
way
soon
the
as
Temple of
possible.
DeBella has been reworked. Alright, well, we'll do that then. Okay, no more snooping around, the Temple of DeBella, I guess. I do like the funky, purple air. That's pretty cool. Oh, this is the inner sanctum. Where the fuck was I going then? That's pretty cool, though. Hey, you're hot.
Yes?
Okay. I wasn't sure if it would be like the other things where you could just kind of walk in and like be like, hey, nice shoes, wanna bang? Alright, how the fuck do I get out of here? I'm assuming it's over here. Oh, I'm stupid. This was the entrance. I'm dumb as hell. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Alright. We leave the temple. We are done getting our dick wet. Alright, we've acquired 2 more wenches, and now we're going. I choose to believe it was Todd Howard's intent. You're so right. You're so right. Yeah, this is a cool room,
Ask
though.
anything. I am yours.
Can you follow me, actually? Can I acquire
My
you?
love. And here you are.
Do you want to come with me? Oh. Actually, yeah, let me... How are you doing?
Plenty of room in my bed.
Oh, she's really horny.
What do you need, love?
Yes,
Ask
dear, in
anything.
parentheses. I can't bring her with me, so I guess I just have another
See you around.
hoe.
Nancy.
Maybe when I get a home, I can bring her to my home or something like that? I don't know. But it sounded like... I don't know. It might just be we can just show up and sex her whenever, and we're good. Oh, that's the iron. I'm so stupid. I read your name as fucking Thelron. I'm a dumbass. I'm sorry, but it said first time chat, and I didn't think you'd have the first time chat tag. So I was like, okay. I'm dumb. No one talked to me. I'm dumb. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's see what's going on over here. This is surely gonna be very kosher.
I'm glad we're friends. I have something.
Wait,
for
Lydia,
you.
what?
Yes, well, you...
Huh?
Stay away from mine, you hypocrites.
What? Lydia just gave me 3 pieces of letter. What are you talking
yes,
about?
I'm listening.
What is our relationship stat right now, actually? 25. Okay, I think we need 100 to do
Yes,
the sex.
let's
okay.
go.
So we're getting there. Why is this man stand up? You good?
Well, look what we have here.
Looking for a fight?
Yes.
Oh, you're just being annoying.
I'll teach you to talk to me that way.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Interception. Wait, this is a quest?
Give up what you
Okay,
still
I guess I
can.
just need to beat the shit out of this man. Alright, oh, Janas is also getting in on it. We're all beating up this man.
What you want. You can't win
I don't think this is an unarmed brawl anymore, but like, go ham, ladies. I mean, live your best life if that's what you want to do. Then they're supportive if nothing else. She likes jewelry. I've been told jewelry and booze is the way to go.
Let me guess.
So what's up with? Why is this a whole ass quest? You good?
Tougher than you look. You got me fair and square.
Yeah, I sure
Thank
did.
you. Here, this is for you.
What? Wait, what the fuck? Okay, what's going on here? We'll be in touch. Huh? I don't know what the, well, I'm not just beating up a homeless man for fun. He was stanced up. So I had to see what was up, and then he wanted to start swinging, and then he teleported? So that's cool. That's a legacy quest? Okay, cool. Well, that's weird. Anyway, let's go fuck someone's mom and daughter at the same time. Yippee! Well, we are determined. There are 3 things I want to do before I end this
trust
stream.
you're
We
not
already got
getting in
Anarchy.
trouble.
We need to get the
What
daughter,
can I do
and then
for
we're
you,
gonna find a
friend?
castle for our wenches, okay?
I trust my parents are well.
Fantastic. Your parents sound like they have some, irreconcilable differences.
My parents are always going at each other.
Aw.
My mother just wanted adventure, but now my father won't allow it.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Do you want to be an adventurer like your mom?
Oh no, I couldn't. I haven't Mother's gift.
What is Mother's
Not quite.
gift? Beating the shit out of homeless
Besides,
people?
I'm still pretty sore and I can't really walk too far without having to rest for a while.
Aw. What happened?
I had a bad fall in the mine when I was bringing some food to the men. I
Oh.
was pretty bad off for a while. But a priest of Mara was passing through on his way to Dawnstar and healed me to the best of his abilities. I'm still pretty sore and I can't really walk too far without having to
Having
rest
the
for a
gorilla
while.
grip of my mother. Well, that sucks. Sorry you, had a horrible mining accident. Wanna bang?
Thank you. I was afraid I'd have
That
to figure
really
out
is
some
how
way
this
to do on
conversation is
my
going.
own.
Okay. The mark cannot be bought or bartered. It is a symbol of the Bella's ceremony.
I understand.
Yeah, the Dawnstar Priest, I would. I think you know what you have to do to get it. Do you want that?
Mother says there's nothing a Nord woman
If someone to
can't
redeem
do
no
if she puts her
maidens.
mind
No
to it.
maidens means I dismiss all
I'm
my
aspiring
followers.
to
I
that
would
Mark
literally
of
cry.
Dibella,
Please
yes.
don't. Please, I worked so hard. I don't want to have to find them again before I get to my castle. Please. All right. Then I guess me and your mom are going to... Okay, here. Hold on. It's getting freaky. Hold on. Do not look. Nope. We're censoring. It's cool. I'm a good noodle. Twitch cannot get mad at me, and I also accidentally minimized OBS. God damn it. Let me... Fuck. It's okay. I'm normal. I'm cool. I'm a good streamer. I've only been doing this for what? Fucking 4 years almost? God damn. That's okay. Everyone learns at their own pace. But anyway.
Are you my gallant hero?
I'm your
Wonderful to have
mom,
someone
fucker.
around who understands. Now, please, bed me.
Okay, okay, it doesn't say that her mom is there. Okay, hi, Unicorn Man. So Sylja took the hand of the fair adventurer, and they embraced on her humble bed. She practiced Dibella's arts faithfully and prayed to the divine god for her blessing. And in the days that follow, she would find her leg completely healed. We'll go on the bed, I guess, rather than just on the floor. You should be able to fast travel to the castle. Yeah, it's a Sejblad Castle is what I'm looking for. I think it's by the. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, that is. Oh my god. Oh nope. That is. That If you're wondering what happened.
Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home just like I can.
Well,
singing songs about the Southland. I miss Alabama once again, and I think it's the same. Yes.
We did it. And there was a special guest involved. Goddamn. Did you reinstall Estrus? I don't think so. No. I did not. I don't think so.
I can't help feeling a kind of connection between us. I'm not sure what
You
it is.
still think I'm cool after watching me
guess
fuck
it's
someone's
natural
mom
with
and
you being
daughter
a
at the
brave
same
adventurer,
time?
And me, well...
Girl, you need to lower your... No, you need to raise your standards. Was the special guest Cthulhu? Cthulhu would have been a better choice, honestly. That was, Damn, that's crazy.
What can I do for you, friend?
You're... God damn it. I know you just watched me fuck that mom and her daughter, but you're cute too.
Was that really necessary?
Your lips taste sweet, and your hair smells nice. That's fucking weird.
That's a dangerous game.
Ever decided to do on Sensor Game, try a joystick
More than
and
one would-be
Picardo?
boyfriend
I've heard of
has met
Picardo,
his
I haven't heard
end
of
with a
joystick.
ticket
I thought about
on
doing it a while back, but it's one of those things where it's like, I just don't have time. Sometimes I feel like I can barely stream 3 days a week, so I feel like if I added like another platform and another day, I would just die. I've been really busy with my my IRL job, which like is still VTubing related, but it's not like streaming, I don't like make a living off streaming, I do it for fun. But it's been really busy with like other stuff with my IRL job, I'm sure some dead bandits will change your mood.
That remains to be seen. Let's go.
How is your
Hey,
IRL job, by
wait.
the way? It's been going good. So it's definitely been a weird transition to full-time freelancer. It's a lot of fun. I'm definitely a lot happier than I used to be. But it's not the teaching that's hard. Like teaching voice lessons is easy peasy for me. I can do that in my sleep. I've been teaching for like 6 years. It's the business part that's hard. It's the accounting and the QuickBooks and all that shit that's hard, and I was not prepared for. But I have a lot of people helping me out. Dadby is helping me out a lot, and I have an accountant now, so things will be a lot easier. It's just kind of like an adjustment period, So, it is definitely a lot better. I'm just busy with I work actually a little bit longer now than I used to, and I'm running the Offkai Expo choir. So it's a lot, but I think I'm managing as best as I can, Here is your Mark of Dibella. You have done well.
Thank you. I'm still at the beginning of my lessons. I have a great deal to learn.
Okay.
It's not easy being a woman in Skyrim, I know.
Okay.
But stay strong, and men will come to respect you, and maybe even fear you.
I
Now,
don't think
let's
that
try to
dialogue
enjoy
line was
ourselves.
for me. But okay. I'm back.
Ah, yes. Seems he's
And not
sent
have to be
back my
scared that
satchel
one
stuffed
of
with
your
letters.
kids shoot you.
I look
I'm
forward
not
to
gonna
reading
lie.
them.
Have
I
we had
appreciate
kids
the
bring
delivery.
guns to school?
Here, I want you to have this.
Yeah.
I insist.
Was that a fear of mine after that news story broke with the kid the teacher getting shot by a child? Yeah. But
I
now
wish
I
I
don't
could
have
go
to
with
worry
you.
about that. I just have to worry about getting shot in public and not at my job. That's okay, Okay, let's see. Yeah, spilling coffee on your PC sounds like I would cry. I would literally shit my pants and cry. Alright, well, I guess we've done that. I can't, bring her to my abode, which sucks. So I think I do want to find where the castle is to see if I can, oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that, Blackfire. See if I can drop off my wenches. So I was told that it was by High Hrothgar, I think? Here it is. Okay, let's take a look. But this was recommended to me by Morgan, so I definitely want to check it out because it's a good place to stash our wenches. We can tell them all this is home, so if we need to drop them off, we're good. Okay, hi. Hello. Oh, wait, hey, are you?
Need something?
Are you? Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, is this, do I have to, like, buy it? Or is this just mine? I hope this is just mine. I don't feel like, I don't feel like doing shit. Feel free to explore the castle and its many interactive features, including the customization chamber. Ooh, okay. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to talk to a former steward in the foyer or leave a comment on Steam or Skyrim Nexus. I do hope you enjoy the castle. Oh, well, thank you, gamer. Thank you, Soulblade X. I appreciate you. This is cool as shit, though. Okay. Let's, take a look. All right. House tour, house tour. I kind of just showed up here with all my bitches and said this was mine, but I think that's okay. What do these rooms lead to? I think I have been to this castle before. I just don't remember it very well, but I do remember us looking at this. I do remember us using this player home before. So let's see. Yeah, let's talk to the wenches and let's just make sure they know this is
Yes?
home. So wenches, okay.
I'm right behind you.
Let's see. Let's talk about home.
Huh?
This place is your new. This looks a good home base.
Excellent.
Will that mean
You'll
that
be
it's
glad
home
that
for
you
all
made
my
this
followers?
decision.
Yeah. Send word to the others.
Of course.
Okay, so that should tell all my followers then that we're assembling here, I think. Okay. So do we all know where to go now?
Was there something you wanted?
Okay, she's naked again, but that's all right.
Time to move.
Let's just do that. Yeah.
Well, I plan on sticking around, so don't think you can dump me off that easily.
Fair enough. Okay. I think we should all be
I'm
good.
glad
All the
that's
wenches should
sorted.
come here now, so that's good. Let me see. Apparently I do have a level up though, so we'll go stamina to be a fast boy. We're gonna commit to light armor. I really like the cowboy outfit. I know it's fucking stupid, but you know what? I'll do it for the bit. I will do it for the bit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. So, let me see. Teleport to Sanctuary, Kitchen and Garden, Lair, Stables, Trophium, Barracks, Crypts and Catacombs coming soon. Ooh, okay, that's cool. So there's lots of, oh, damn. Okay, there's lots of people in here, but I think we have a, I think we should be good. This looks like a good, the fuck are you doing here? Okay, so I think this will be a good place to keep our followers for now. We'll explore it a little bit more later, but for now, I think as long as they have a place to go, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that if anyone redeems no wenches, I don't lose them, because if I lose them, I'm not gonna find them again. I'll be so honest with you. Okay. Let's head out. Have you killed Nazim yet? Not yet, but it is on my to-do list. Okay, so we have completed the whole to-do list. Let me exit out of that, because that was the big 3 things I wanted to do today. But I think, yeah, I think we're good. Okay, let's keep going. What do we want to do next? So we have the Janassa quest, which is cool. We have the Heart of Dibella quest. I'm not as concerned about that, because that kind of seems weird, low-key, knowing how Dibella is now. How the Shrine of Dibella is now. I don't know if I like that. If it's how I remember. I might be misremembering it, though. The Shadows and Scars, Interception, Battle of the Champions. Let's see. We do need to do Stormcloak stuff, I guess. And we do need to rescue Misty Sky. And we do need to find Flavius. Okay, so we have a few more quests to do to get some ladies. So let's... Yeah, let me only tick the ladies quest, because everything else can wait. I'm here for the ladies first and foremost. That is my #1 priority. Forgotten City. I don't want to do Forgotten City. I played the whole game. I played the real game, not just the mod. I don't want to do Forgotten City again. So, Nelbane's right there. So I guess we can just kind of, Just walk over there. Yeah, let's just walk there from Helgen. I feel like that might be the easiest. So let's get Nettlebane, and then we can focus on fucking Danica next, right? That's, I think, gonna be our next big quest. Hi, Nick! Welcome in! Hello, EB. My hyperfixation is Skyrim women games. That's me! I will never forget the one time... Oh, I should have collected the wench's underwear. I didn't know you could do that. Do they have, like, special underwear for each wench? Because that would have been cool. It's like you could frame them or something. That would be awesome. But, let me see. Yeah, making sure I'm going in the right direction. There's something else I was gonna say. Yeah, okay, I got recognized. I don't consider... I'm a pretty small streamer, right? I don't consider myself, like... I have no clout. I never expect to be like, someone be like, oh my god, it's EB Games when I show up at a convention. But I did this thing one time with Oshi Live, which is a company that helps VTubers do meet and greets and stuff. And they put me on an iPad and they carried me around and I got to talk to people, which was really cool. And I actually got recognized by someone at the convention, which had never happened to me before. And I used to post a lot on TikTok. I don't really do that anymore just because I'm tired. But they didn't say, oh my god, it's EB Games. They said, oh my god, it's the Skyrim lesbian. And I think about that a lot. I do think about that a lot. It's not that I have anything, like, I'm a big fan of lesbians. I'm not personally a lesbian. Like, y'all know, I've been dating Dave for almost 10 years now. I am the bisexual, but like if that's how people remember me, then so be it. Then so be it, I guess. You know. All right, we're in the Stormcloak camp. Hi, I promise I'm not ignoring you guys. I just have better things to do. Okay, bye. Oh, hey. Okay. I thought about betting her, but I looked at her face and then decided I didn't want to. They don't know about the Dave. They'll assume you're a Skyrim lesbian. Dave was the first guy I seriously dated. I had dated like, oh shit, I just ate ass. Okay, that was fucked up. No! I need to heal. I need to heal. I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. Healing. 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 Give me my fucking sword back. Oh, shit. Shit. Where's my other sword? I know I had another sword. Or maybe not. Here it is. There we go. Okay. Ladies? A little help here? Wait, why did the swords... No, the swords unequipped! My sword! Why did they take my swords? Where'd my fucking sword go? Hello? Hello? They're gone! Give me back my swords! What the fuck? Hello? Where'd they go? Did they like cast a thing that says like get rid of weapon or drop weapon? Because it's not here. Like it didn't fall on the ground, they're just gone. What the fuck? Oh, okay, let's just, oh, and there's a Hagraven over there. Well, I'm just gonna grab this real quick then. Okay, no more weapon. Nope, no, no, we're not taking that either, I guess. Nope. I guess we're just coming with the solid right hook. Dating shit must have been hard. It was a little rough, being one of like 10 queer people in a really small town. But you know what? I managed. It was okay. I made it out. We ended up with Dave, and I am happy about that. Which was honestly the most statistically probable option when you're in a small town. My Knights Templar suit if I'm going to Ren Fair. Oh fuck yeah! I need to get my shit together for Ren Fair. Dawnguard, what the fuck? I don't want to do Dawnguard. Oh shit. Nettlebane, here it is. Oh, I thought we had to go. That's right. We have to get the thing, then we go to the tree. Okay, I remember now. Okay. God, we look so stupid. Just stanced up in my cowboy hat. Okay, let's head back, and we'll... Oh god, we got a lot of people to talk to in Whiterun. We are a popular guy. We are a popular fella. And we'll see what's going on. But yeah, I'm excited for Ren Fair season. I am working on an actual cosplay of myself, of my VTuber OC, to wear when I'm at Off Guy Expo. One of my friends is helping me with that, and I'm gonna be making the chainsaw soon. So that I am very, very excited about. Oh, thank you, ladies, for the
How is any
5
snake going to compete
ingots.
with Yorland Greymane?
What?
After all, Yorland works the Skyforge.
Lydia's really just off in her own little world, I swear. What Which is like good for her, you know, good for her. You don't want to guard the Dawn. I mean, actually, yeah, we probably will do Dawn Guard just so we can get Serana and other vampire
Once
bitches.
I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered
She's
mare
so
from
hot.
Holden.
I'm sorry. I love Ysolda. Yeah, why does it...
About the same as the way I hear it. Elsewhere, yeah.
I don't have the
It's got to
option,
be.
like any other
Worst
options. It
thing
says
is,
talk to her,
Nobody wants.
but I don't
reputation.
have
A few bad apples spoiled a bunch.
any other
About the same as everyone
options.
else.
Which is
They're the
weird.
cat
So I don't
folk
know what we're
elsewhere.
supposed to do with
Great
Ysolda.
warriors,
Because I want to
good
get Ysolda too. But it's not letting me. So I may have to look into that. There might be something fucking that up. Alright, yeah, the armor for Lydia is really, really cool. Hi, Ryan! Heckin' hatty today. I love my big hat. It is my one defining character trait. Big hat. Witches with big hats are my favorite gender. I love bitches with big hats. Alright. Hey. What's up? Oh, she's so pretty. She's so cute. I love Danica.
What is it?
You will make a great
What has
addition to my
happened to
harem.
the Gildergreen?
Oh, wait, what?
I have traveled long here to worship beneath its branches.
It was taken by a lightning strike. Wish I had time to deal with it, but it's hard enough with all these wounded from the war.
Damn, that's
Please.
crazy.
Don't just let it stay like this. It's disgraceful.
So,
I really don't have time to deal with you right now. Please just let me get back to my work.
Deal with me, deal
This
with
is
me.
supposed to be your work.
Oh, shit. That was crazy.
So,
That guy's an
have you
asshole.
gotten Nettlebane
She's
back from
really
those
pretty, though.
creepy
I really
Hadrians
like
yet?
the retexture of her. She's great. Alright, well, I found the Nettlebane.
Oh, well, I honestly didn't expect you to come
I like
back.
when witches with big
Of
hats
course,
jump
I'm
up
glad
and
you
down
did.
because
Now-
their hats bounce. Hell yeah!
I don't really want to touch that thing, though. Do you think you could handle the next steps?
Yeah, I got you.
Eldergleam Sanctuary Grove is to the east of here. You can use Nettlebane to retrieve some of its sap.
Okay.
Was I correct in hearing that you were traveling to the grove of the Eldergleam?
Yeah, I guess we'll just head over there. Is there anything else I can do to start
You
her
have
quest?
the
Do I need
Eldergleam
to
sap.
ask her about her healing art?
The Dragonborn. What do you need?
I am Dragonborn. I have a matter I need counsel in.
I see that spark in your eye. The Dragonborn are complete pigs, am I right? All they care about is one thing.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you know about a Dragonborn's sexual needs.
Now, my friend. My heart goes out for you.
You know,
Prepare the Gildergreen.
they say
I'd be
I
glad to help
have
you.
the blood of a dragon. You know what? I also So what's so special about the Gildergreen?
To the east of here is a hidden grove where the Eldergleam resides. It's the oldest living thing in Skyrim. Maybe all of Tamriel.
Okay.
Our tree here in the city was grown from a cutting of that tree. You can still
It's
feel
good
the
that we're-
glory of the mother tree
I
through
don't know about
Even
that
its
one.
name is an echo.
Okay. Do I still need to talk to her? Because I feel like we talked to her all we
Making
need
it-
to. Regrowing. Yeah, let's do the
Swing
regular
slowly
Gildergreen
before
quest
spring.
first, and then we'll go talk to her. I think that'll be easier. Let's do that. The Gildergreen isn't too far, I don't think. Let's also stop in with the companions too, because I think with the companions we had to like wait for time to pass or something. Let's see what's going on over there. Because we also have, bless you, David. We also have Ayla and Jada. Bless you, David. He's sneezy. Hi, Epic. Welcome in. I made before the end. Hey, yeah. Well, welcome in, gamer. We still have some wenches to speak with, so you are right on time. Unfortunately, you did miss the incest, or maybe fortunately. I don't know. Depends on how you feel. Yes, say bless you to David, chat. So let's see what's going on in here. Because I think I got a little bit stuck with this one too. I might need to just do more companion shit to further both of these, but we'll see. So, hey. Yeah, it wouldn't let me like clear this one for some reason. Let's see.
I've heard you.
Yeah, let me ask Ayla about Najata right here. Well, she's right fucking next to me. Yeah, it doesn't let me do anything
Watch your
more.
work needs doing, and if you're not up to it, maybe
Yeah, I
you're
think
not
I just
cut
have
out
to
be a companion.
like progress
I'm
a little
still
bit
trying
more.
to figure out why Skjor let you in the first place.
Yeah, I think before I do
Alright,
more
then.
companion stuff, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Before I can romance either of them, I think I am gonna have to do more general companions quests. So what was the companion quest it gave me? Let me see. I forgot I accidentally started Project AHO that one time. Let me see. What was it? So much has happened in this playthrough. Yet so little at the same time. Didn't they give me... Yeah, that's the Stormcloak thing. I thought they gave me another quest. It might have been a miscellaneous thing, though. Let me see. Wenches... What the fuck was I supposed to do with the companions? I deadass don't remember. Is that Artist Children mod or TKH? I actually don't remember off the top of my head. It's whatever is in Immersive and Epic. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, I could have sworn I had a thing. I guess not. Okay. Well, maybe we'll talk to some of the other people in the guild and they'll give us stuff to do, because I could have sworn I had a quest for it. Yeah, I need to prove myself. How do I prove myself? I don't remember. I forgot.
Come to me with questions. I know our history almost as well as Vignar.
Do I need to just do like the companion's quest?
Aren't you already running a job for Farkas?
Yeah, what am I doing for Farkas? What the fuck was I doing for Farkas? I genuinely don't remember. Maybe it was this one? The bounty? Would have been after... Yorlif? No. Message to White One? I think it was this one. Maybe the Trouble in Skyrim one? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. But nothing else to do with the companions right now. And that's okay. That's alright. Alright, let's head to the Gildergreen and see what we can do over there. So where is that? Halted Stream Camp. We need to go there. I don't know what's going on with this Ysolda quest. Let's see. Retrieve Eldergleam Sap. Yeah, let's do that one, since that one I think will be the easiest next wench to acquire. I kind of like, I don't want to end on 14 wenches. I want to end on 15. I feel like 15 is more satisfying. So let's see if we can get to 15. And she's naked again. Okay. Good for her, I guess. You know? Yeah. Okay, let's place our marker there just so we stay on track. And it shouldn't be too long to head over there. God, I have no swords. Alright, we'll do... We do need to get new swords, because all my shit is in, all my perk points right now are in swords.
It's one of your favorites.
What is your thing with... I mean, she likes to cook. Good for her. But I don't know if apple cabbage stew is one of my favorites. I don't think I ever said that in the history of ever, actually. But whatever makes her happy. Oh, god damn it. No more Vorax. I am keeping Nettlebane. I don't... Will it let me drop Nettlebane? Yeah, no. Okay, well, let me drop Nettlebane. So we just have our little dagger. I mean, it's a holy dagger, but our little dagger in a tree. Thank you for the drop it, Redeem. I guess. So, let me see. Eldergleam Sap. Okay. Oh, it's in here. Hi. Wait, what? Oh, no, it's okay. We're going this way. There we go. Alright. Hopefully, this won't take too long. I think this will be easy peasy. If I remember, there's lots of Spriggans in here, but it should be okay, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I did this quest. I know we're gonna have to do it with Vanya eventually, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. I just know there's gonna be probably lots of Spriggans. Am I alone? Are my friends? Okay, my friends are here. Okay. Because I don't think I can handle this on my own without a sword, I'll be honest.
I like that.
Yeah, it is really pretty, isn't it? This is a very pretty cave, I'll be real. Let's see. Do we just walk up there and start smacking?
Hello there, friend.
Huh?
Have you come to enjoy the sights and sounds of this beautiful sanctuary?
Where are you?
Truly remarkable.
Where are you talking? Where's the guy? I hear you. I hear your voice, but I don't see you. Hello? Okay, I guess we'll find him later then. I don't know where the fuck he's coming from, but that's all right. He could have been over there, but my followers kind of. Sometimes it's hard to see other people with my followers walking around. So let's see. This shouldn't be too tricky. Just get that out the way. Smack. Smack. And another smack. Perfect. Okay. Alright. I guess we just start smacking? Okay, perfect. Easy peasy. Alright. Let's head out. What? Oh, nature did not like that. Okay, we'll just... Oh. Good job. Okay, you just fucked that Spriggan up like it was nothing. Okay, good job, ladies. I'm simply going to leave. Oh, shit. Okay, Oh, why does it keep causing me to drop my weapons? Give it back! Can I please hold a sword for more than 2 seconds? Please! I'm begging you! It's not with AE of Skyrim? Oh, damn. I think I did have to downgrade. I don't remember what version of Skyrim I'm on. Like, yeah, I have no fucking idea. But I know I'm not on the most recent version just because not everything is updated yet. I don't know. I am kind of afraid, even when they do, like, update all the mod stuff, I am kind of afraid to, like, mess with anything. If I lose my Vanya save or it gets, like, fucked up somehow, I'm gonna be so sad. So until, like, I get the okay from the immersive server and they say, like, yep, you're good to update, you know, everything's updated, everything's all good, yeehaw, I'm not doing anything. I'm staying on my old version of Skyrim. Just because a lot of mods aren't updated yet. So if we were to update, if I go to, like, the new collection, or if I went to the new version of Skyrim and still use this collection, everything would be fucked. And I don't have the energy to deal with that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know? That's the way I live my life. That's how we're gonna go. Alright. Let's head out and we'll go talk to Danica and see what she has to say. Hopefully she will now kiss us on the mouth and we can get to that sweet 15 wenches today. Alright. Head back to Whiterun. And we'll see what's up. I'm not sure what we're gonna do next time. I think next time we may want to focus on the companions because that's 2 more wenches. And then we also have another MILF where we needed to like go on a whole journey and become a stepdad, which was certainly something.
I've been looking for
hey.
Let's see. Looks like that's it.
Letter from okay,
go.
that's the legacy letter. Okay, cool. But let's see. I need to see if there's like a walkthrough of I mean, there probably is of Amorous Adventures. I just want to know all my wench options. So we'll probably do more stuff with Janassa, do more companion stuff next time, and then see where that takes us, I think.
Do you have the Eldergleam sap?
Yes. All right, here it is.
Wonderful. I'll use it to repair the tree. Thank you so much for all your help.
Yeah, no problem. I have done as you asked, so, can you help me with my Dragonborn desire?
The Gilder Green blooms again.
Okay.
All thanks to you.
All thanks to you. That's my cue. That's my cue. That's my cue. Okay. Sex? I sure hope so. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm ready. How does this work?
Stick it in, give it a twist, and the stuff will just flow out.
What?
Think you might have the right hips for
I mean, I guess that's one way to explain it. Are we fucking?
It's a tough world.
Amen. Amen.
I hope you find this pleasing.
Yeah, me too, bestie. Me too.
Dragonborn, it is the power of old. Take your ease. Let troubles fade.
Please don't chant while I'm putting my dick inside you. It makes me feel weird. Danica practiced the healing arts all her life. She has mended flesh, bone, and occasionally hearts. But mending a soul was another thing entirely. It required of her, and so she gave all of herself willingly with love. Okay, I guess we're fucking. Chair?
Is there something I can do for you?
Oh, there's just a random lady here. Okay, I am getting sloppy on a balcony.
Need something?
Why is it not letting me out? Let me out. Let me out. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. I couldn't see Divine Elegance on the Bethesda mod page. It is, it's on Nexus, if I recall correctly. That's where it is. It's on Nexus. Okay. All right. We got another wench. We have done it. All right, let me unsmall myself, or unbig myself. Da-da-la! All right. 15 wenches. Fuck yeah. 10 more to 100. Okay. All right. Danica, what's up? What's up?
A fine day to you, friend. May you
Did you
die
have
with a
fun?
sword in your
Did you have a
hands.
good time?
Hello, friend.
Hello. Thanks.
Well, dear,
Thanks for
you know
sucking
where
me
to
off.
find me if it ever becomes too much
I appreciate it. Well, damn. I guess that's it with her. Okay,
Good hunting
cool.
to you.
Another one for our collection. All right. I think we will. Whoa. Why is the Ground.
Greybeards have
Oh, it's the
summoned the
leaves. Okay, I'm
Dragonborn to
stupid.
High Hrothgar.
I
Such a
think
thing has not happened
we'll
for
call it here for
hundreds of
today.
years.
I think we completed everything we wanted to do. But yeah, I think next time the plan is going to be Janassa and further the companions a little bit. And then we'll kind of see where that takes us. And I am going to see if there's like a list of all the people in Amorous Adventures. And then we can kind of see which quests we're going to do when, just to base it around that. Thank you for the yeet. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for Jolly. Bleh. We will hopefully be back Friday. I was sick today, but I was feeling better, so that's why I decided to stream. So we'll see. As long as I stay better, we should be good for Friday. I didn't make a schedule this week because I didn't know how I was gonna feel. But I think we should be okay. So we might play more of this. We might not. I'm honestly not sure what we're gonna do Friday, but we'll figure it out. We might do something not Skyrim related. Who knows? But thank you, gamers. So if you are new in town, I post all my VODs on YouTube, and I also have this thing and this thing. And I'm also writing a fantasy novel that's in the same setting as my VTuber lore and features some of the characters from my playthroughs, both past and present. So if you're interested in fantasy novels, please give that a read. The third chapter just came out, and I'm hoping to start working on the fourth soon. All right, let's see who we can raid and send our love and affection to. Who is online right now? I don't know why, but like that reminded me of Part of Your World. I don't know why. Let's see. Who's cooking? Who's cooking? If Twitch will load. Thank you, White Witch. I hope you enjoy it. Jasper does come in Act 2. He's not gonna have the exact same personality as the Skyrim playthrough, but he'll have he's kind of a himbo, you know? He's like lovable man slut is the vibe I'm going for with him. Alright, let's raid we'll raid you, Memmy. And just because we haven't raided her in a while, she's really, really sweet. She's playing, what's she playing? Honkai Star Rail. So please give her your love and affections. And since we don't raid her super often, we'll do just kind of a generic raid message. Let me put this over there. We'll do just EB raid. EB raid. There we go. And if you have emotes, feel free to use them. And you can copy paste that if you'd like. All right. Good night, gamers. I will catch you on the flip side. All right. Bye-bye.